size of the space shipyard.
Take note, engineers.
That's what it's going to look like. They have to be rotationally symmetrical.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Or we can't play StarCraft on them. In the upper left, winning in what I would consider to be somewhat of a comeback, we have our Protoss player,
NaNiWa.
NaNiWa is one of the players that looks much more intense when you look at him play. In the bottom right, we have our player beating Nesty, but so far losing to NaNiWa. His ideas?
Starter virus.
Well, what does NaNiWa have planned for this map? What does Virus have planned? He has to be a little bit frustrated. That game went into an area where Virus is very good. You know, that mid game he can be extremely strong on, and he's normally just so good mechanically, so good with his multi-prong harassment, that type of thing, that he can knock people out. But NaNiWa too strong for him, so he's gonna have to come up with a better plan this time.
Neither of the two players have much history on this map, as you can see here. So we really can't glean much from this data. But I just can't wait for this game to pick up Artosis.
Oh yeah,
I really can't wait. Fans from Singapore.
Well, the GSL loves you, Singapore. Taste and I have both been there. It's an amazing country.
It is. In fact, they got some of the coolest arcades in Singapore.
I'm sad I didn't go to any arcades, but
they actually got a good esports scene in general in Singapore.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they're probably just both going to go for some kind of fast expand build right off the bat.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, Virus already shown us that he is, in fact, going for a fast expansion.
Yeah.
A quick command center with no gas. Very solid, normal build. We see it almost all the time. It's just the question is, how will he follow it up? I don't want to see him follow it up with, 2 barracks, then 2 gas, because, that's just not the exciting type of thing I wanted to see. I liked the last game, though. I loved the triple command in WA. It was just so greedy, and I love greed.
I love greed as well. I started to kind of notice this kind of feeling I get when I watch NaNiWa's games. And you know what it reminds me of? What? It reminds me of MVP. Is what the builds that NaNiWa chooses to use are always the best possible builds you could go for.
He plans for matches extremely well, Tasteless. Another way to say what you just said.
Yeah, he's very calculated. In a tournament like GSL, CODAS, well, actually just any GSL, because the players know that they have a match, who they're playing, at least what the first map will be, what they can pick the second or third map, so they can prepare that way. You have a lot of opportunities to really prepare and try, your best to come up with a perfect strategy. Study your opponent. So, it's great when you see somebody like NaNiWa or a lot of these other players really utilize that.
Yeah.
You can see the builds are so well thought out. Not just NaNiWa. I mean, there's other players that do this too, but it's a real treat.
Well said.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
That's good, Tasteless. Thank you. Well, Virus we do see going for a couple more barracks and the 2 gas, exactly the build I didn't want to see. This is just so standard. It's a solid, good opening, but NaNiWa is showing that even if you get greedy on him, and the good end of the greed where you were both greedy, and then Virus is a little bit more greedy, a little bit better greed, and NaNiWa still took the victory, so I feel like just something standard might be hard to kill him with. Because if he does something standard, he should be able to be fine. If he's slightly greedy, then he's great.
All right, the Nexus completes. Terran with a slight econ lead, just because he got that second base up a little bit quicker.
We are going to see a 3-gate pressure here from NaNiWa. He did open up, of course, with the 2 Zealots and Sentry immediately into 3 gates quite quickly after his expansion with a late second gas. So it's a good pressure build.
And he's going to get that going pretty quickly here.
NaNiWa going to do a quick warp in. Of course, the factory is on the way for our Terran players. Stim on the way as well. It will not be done in time for this pressure.
No. Absolutely not.
Now, here's the thing. NaNiWa's coming right up right now. Tasteless leads with that Stalker.
Oh my god, perfect micro.
Wow, Virus so quick with those SCVs. So quick. In fact, here we go, Tasteless. And bam! Traps those Marines. Beautifully done here by NaNiWa. Virus in some trouble.
Is he going to get the bunker? That's the question. Oh my god, that was so good. And now he absolutely 100% will get the bunker, but he's going to try to go inside the other one right away.
Perfect amount of energy on those sentries for everything he wanted to do. And now NaNiWa, oh god,
he's just going to run past.
He's got to close those depots. Good job. But a lot will be lost down here for Virus. He's going to lift off. He's going to lose SCVs, mules, everything. And look at this, NaNiWa up by 20 supply right now.
Now he's taking out basically all the SCVs, the expansion. He can get the bunker as well. The Marine is actually trying to run out of here now. Wow, he is playing so well. Nice salvage there. He's not out of the woods yet, but this is pretty scary situation here. By the way, NaNiWa on top of everything back at home. 60 supply, 61 supply to 41 supply. 8 workers killed to 1.
You know, when you get in a lead like this early on, as NaNiWa is, I mean, this is almost a standard game from here. Look at this. He's going to tech into Colossus, and he can just play a very standard, somewhat safe build. So that, you know, right now, how can he screw up and lose this? Well, if he throws away all his units, that's one way. If a drop kills too many probes, that's another. So all he has to do is kind of play a little bit safe, and it's almost going to be this, you know, just clean them up type of thing, where Virus is like, well, darn, you know, my expansion's gone for a bit, my SCV count's been diminished, my unit count's been diminished, and nothing bad has happened to NaNiWa. He's in great shape.
You know, I don't know if there's much Virus can do from here. I mean, let's face it, he doesn't have 2 gases right now. He doesn't have expansion. That means it's going to be very hard to crank out medevacs and keep up with all the upgrades.
Yeah.
And not have anything but just Marines, which, by the way, he's got a Colossus cranking out.
Virus is in some serious trouble now. He does have medevacs out, so this is one of the parts of the game where he's going to try to do something. Stim plus medevacs equals Terran maybe can pose a comeback, but NaNiWa can just split his units reasonably well. Leave enough units in the main to stop any drops, and then leave the rest of your expo to stop any big attacks. And that's going to just, I mean, that's going to really hurt Virus, but look at this, Virus going through the center of the map. NaNiWa knows exactly what's going on. Colossus is even out. Bad news for Virus.
Oh, man.
Look at NaNiWa. He's even scouting. He remembers that game against Ryung. He's like, well, I'm not going to let you get a sneak expand. I'm going to check everything.
Yeah, he's checking everything. And, well, okay, he's reclaimed 1 gas. Our Terran player has, Virus. Okay, note, he knows that the timing of the medevacs, they're going to be out now. So what he's doing is he is going to go ahead and send the Stalkers back into his main. Because, see, something like this might happen.
Yeah, just to note, he has way too many units as expansion as opposed to his main base, but there you go, a big warp in of Stalkers. So as long as he catches this coming, if that all unloads, those Stalkers actually die. But if they're anywhere near the medevacs, then the medevacs cannot unload. It's a crazy puzzle.
Okay. Oh, scanned, and that's normally a tell, especially since it's the edge there, but NaNiWa's not paying attention.
NaNiWa could be in trouble. Moving in, trying to snipe these off. Got his units out of position, warping in some Zealots right next to everything. But these stemmed units dealing a lot of damage, Tasteless.
He needs to run away with those Stalkers.
NaNiWa, though, is bringing up his Colossi. He's got to be careful. If Virus can actually kill off these Colossi, Virus staging a comeback, Tasteless.
Wow. And he's going to be able to get out.
Now, unfortunately, Virus just kind of caught up. Okay?
Yep.
NaNiWa lost a ton of units. He lost probes. He lost 2 Colossi. That is one of the only ways that Virus could have done anything. And part of that reason is that NaNiWa had too much at his natural expansion.
Yeah, he did.
He had like 6 or 7 sentries, Colossi, plus a ton of Zealots. If you have sentries, you can force field that all day. You're going to be fine. You don't need that many Zealots. You should leave a few Zealots with your Stalkers so that when you engage a drop, the Zealots are taking the hits and the Stalkers can deal the damage. So just a slight, you know, mistake of not only the unit counts in the main and natural, but of course the position was a bit off there. And dropping behind, getting all 4 unloaded Huge move by Virus.
All right, NaNiWa confident. He's going to move out. He wants to try to reclaim that center Zelninga watchtower.
Virus has 1-1 upgrades right now compared to no upgrades for NaNiWa. But NaNiWa does still have a supply lead.
Looks like he actually wants to try to barrel through the front door here and try to take out the third.
Well,
I think he's probably also confident the medevacs don't have a lot of energy to the drop.
That's very true, Tasteless. And in fact, right now, Virus doesn't have the biggest army, so he's got to pull SCVs as well. Oh, great force fields. And Virus looks like, he just does not have enough units this time.
Oh, no. Oh, how funny, yeah.
What?
No, he's actually going to get in there, yeah.
Well, looks like NaNiWa should be able to clean this up, killing off all the Vikings.
That was smart, too. I thought he would, the army backed up, go up to the third base, but no, NaNiWa, very calculated. Oh, you saw that if you were looking at the bottom left-hand side of our screen.
Guys, NaNiWa just made it to the round of 8 of GSL. He won 2 groups in a row. Absolutely phenomenal play by NaNiWa.
He is unstoppable right now.
Such good play.
Nobody's actually looking as good as him right now.
He's looking good, man. Look at this guy. He's kicking so much ass. He's so relieved, so happy. He was just so happy to make it to the round of 16. GSL has eluded him as a tournament to just destroy. This might be his season, Tastes. Could we have a foreigner GSL champion?
I think we could.
No one's really come anywhere really close yet. Yeah, we've had a round of 4 Jinro a couple times, but, I mean, no one has made it to the finals. No one has looked like, hey, man, can this guy actually beat everybody in the world right now? And NaNiWa is kind of looking like that.
Man, and Virus is playing pretty well, too. He even that out for a little bit, but it looks like...
Yeah, it was a good drop. It was a good idea, but NaNiWa did get too far ahead. And even, that drop was so good for him, but NaNiWa's just like, you know what? Here's the thing. I still have so many sentries. I can just control any battle, so... Whatevs. All right, so NaNiWa moves on. Our next match is going to be Supernova, and he's going to be against Genius. That's going to be a great TVP. I am just praying for Genius to win so that we can do 2 PVTs instead of a PVT and a TVT.
We are going to go ahead and take a short little break, but when we come back, we're going to have another PVT. It's going to be Genius up against OGS Supernova. Please stay tuned.